I am here at the premiere of, well, sort of the premiere. It's the theatrical showing. Not really a premiere because it's premiering on Netflix at exactly the same time. But I decided I would go out to the movie theater and actually see the final episode of Stranger Things. Not just the final episode of season 5, the final episode of the show, the finale. So here I am in Statesboro, Georgia, and there are a few people here. There are a few people here, but it's not packed. The 8 o'clock show was completely sold out, so I decided to go for the 8:15 show. Your ticket comes with a voucher, $20 voucher. Here's what I purchased with my $20 voucher. Medium drink, medium popcorn. So, when I saw this opportunity, I decided to go for it. This has been the year of going for it for me. I went to see the Nutcracker, just because I had heard most of my life that was part of what the Christmas season was all about, but I'd never seen it, so I went and saw it. And then I went on Christmas Eve, I went to midnight mass, which, I had always heard was the thing to do. If you're truly Catholic, you go to midnight mass. Of course, going to an earlier mass on Christmas Eve or going to Christmas Day mass also counts. But midnight mass is really, really where it's at. So that's what I did. As you can see from my countenance, I am not getting any younger. And maybe it was for that reason I thought that I'm thinking this along the lines of going for it. With Stranger Things, I have, I guess I could say that I'm a fan. It's something I've been watching. I've watched every single episode since it started. I'm not a super fan. I don't think I'm a fanatic, but I'm interested enough to want to be here for this event, just to see how it all goes down, to see how it possibly will all crash and burn tonight. It could be that the feature that I see on the big screen in approximately a half an hour is going to be just really shitty and going to leave a bad taste in my mouth. The words, what I've heard from people online has mostly been negative about season 5, and I covered this in a prior video. And of course, the already infamous Will coming out scene, which I had a nuanced take on that, which you can go back and watch if you're interested in my nuanced take on that scene that everybody else seems to hate. Everybody they know seems to hate. Even people who are all down with the message aren't really that crazy about that scene. So there's some trepidation about this final episode. Are they going to stick the landing, or not? It's like, I think the consensus is that season 5 has been uneven at best. But maybe it'll all, what I was hoping for. Actually, there's tons of videos online from tons of people, and I saw some some little girl, like not little girl, like some 20-year-old, you know, sort of little plump looking, adorable girl, sort of nerdy but really adorable, who was insisting this is all everything we've seen so far is really just a deception, and the final episode is going to reveal that it was all that the rest of season 5 has all been a deception because this doesn't fit with that. This plot point doesn't logically connect with that plot point, and so that was her reasoning. Like the Duffer Brothers all along knew what they're doing, and that it's just going to be a mind-blowing, sort of mind F. I don't feel like saying the word right now because I'm around a lot of wholesome Southern folk here, but you know the word I'm talking about. A mind, when I say the mind F, and that would be cool. That would be cool if they did something like that. But either way, one way or the other, I wanted to just show me here in the movie theater, this ancient old man, this man who's turning 55 in just a little less than a month, here with mostly younger audience, although there's some older people here too. You become hyper aware of such things when you get to be my age. There was there was a woman who was wearing. I should say first, I was kind of hoping there might be more people decked out in cosplay. The only thing I've seen cosplay-wise are a couple people with Hellfire Club T-shirts, and I don't know if that really counts. I haven't seen anybody dressed up as Vecna. I haven't seen anybody, making themselves look like any of the characters on the show. But then again, this is rural Georgia. This is Statesboro, which is near a university, Georgia Southern, but it's also not really where you maybe would expect there to be that kind of fanaticism. So I did. I wish I could have recorded this just for the humiliation factor. There was a younger woman. When I say younger than me, in her maybe around 30 or so, and she had. I just want to make sure she's not around me right now. She had a cool looking T-shirt. It said Stranger Things 1983, and it had a picture of the boys on their bikes. Not a photograph picture, but an illustration. And I turned to her and I said, "I like your shirt. It's really cool." And she said, "Thank you." And she graciously accepted my complimentary words. But then I said, "Well, 1983, that was really where it was at. Season 1, that was the real heart of the show." And she just kind of stood there and went, like sort of like saying, okay, strange old guy. I was nice to you. I talked to you. I said thank you when you complimented me, but I'm done with you now. I'm done with you now. You can just go away now. And the funny thing was, I wasn't trying to chat her up. I know that seems like what you younger people call cope, but I really wasn't interested in that way. I just sort of wanted to engage on the point, which is that what I've said before, season 1 is really where it was at, and even though even though I've liked everything since enough to watch, like I said, watch every single episode. If in a perfect world, I think we would have just ended with season 1, maybe. But we're not in a perfect world, and maybe that's a good thing because there's been a lot to enjoy in the seasons since season 1. So now there's a great deal of anticipation, at least for me. People around here kind of seem a little more mellow, like I don't know, but there's anticipation. There's anticipation and trepidation that I'm feeling right now, as to whether they will, quote unquote, stick the landing or not. But either way, I think if it is a spectacular failure, or if it turns out to be mind-blowingly good, or if it's somewhere in the middle, this is I like, as I had said in a prior video, the whole Stranger Things phenomenon is, to my mind, maybe the last gasp of a dying America, because this was a show that was watched by people of all different demographics. Red state America, blue state America, didn't really matter. Everybody was into this show. The nostalgia stuff was right on point. The Stephen King, Steven Spielberg esque nostalgia. It was drawing on a lot of stuff that, it was an homage to a lot of stuff that came before it. Pop culture, back at a time when pop culture really meant something more than something different than it does now. Today, pop culture is so diffuse. It's so fragmented. But it used to be that people, all of America would watch something, and not obviously not all of America, but some of America, much of America. So I think that Stranger Things, it comes at the tail end of all of that, and I think personally, it may be the last gasp of the America that I remember as a youth. And of course, it's all tied in with nostalgia. People who watch the show, who are younger, they watch the show and they think, wow, the 80s were so cool. I wish I could have lived back then. So it seems like this is a kind of a momentous event. And I kind of wanted to be here, win, lose, or draw, whether it turns out to be great, or whether it turns out to be not so great, whether it turns out to be kind of good, or whether it turns out to be terrible. I wanted to be here to cover it. So this is the last you'll hear of me. Next time you see me will be after my viewing of the final episode, and I'll tell you what I thought. I'll tell you what I thought with no holds barred, no lies. I won't let anything. I'll leave my ego on the court, whatever that means in this context. So, see you after the show.